Welcome back. Reedie and Z, week 15 recap. Don't let the score fool you. Commanders lose 28 nothing to the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, let's get to it. We ain't got a little bit to talk about the game, but a lot to talk about for the future. So, what you got, bro? How you feeling?
Yeah, I don't know how to feel, bro, to be honest with you. I don't know if I want to shout, scream, yell, or just be quiet. I mean, I don't know. I'm just mixed feelings, man. I never thought I would be here. As a fan, I was saying before the game, I've never wanted us to lose. It just felt weird, odd,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely it's feel odd. Yeah, I mean, not even mad. You know what I mean? Like the it's been written for a few weeks now. We look bad, after the Dallas game, and we came back and didn't make no. I mean, we supposed to have made adjustments, the proper adjustments, and they supposed to have looked at the tape, but and when we look at tape, we see the same thing. So I don't know about no proper adjustments. And it's just the same, it's the same shit show every week. The defense giving up big plays. Calvin Rams had over 100 yards. I think Stafford finished with like 250, 260, somewhere in that range, maybe a little less. But I mean, for the most part, in the beginning, I feel like the defense did get off in some opportunities. They had a few fumbles, um, fumble recoveries. But the offense didn't capitalize on those opportunities, and it turned out to be what it was. But like you said, I'm not mad. You know what I mean? And in all my fanhood, I've never, rooted to lose. But, a huge part of me is like, what are we trying to win for? So I left that game, cool. Quarter, like you said, how we felt out there the bye week. It felt good to go through a week of football and not be stressed. I'm not stressed. What I mean? Not at all. I mean, it's just playing out to, end up being what we want it to be. We want them to clean house. We want them to start fresh from top to bottom, and the way things are lining up and going, it's going to be just that. So for the most part, um, it is what it is. Um, yes, I mean that's all I really got to talk about the game per se, other than the fact that you know what we got to get into, but we'll get to that. You got any other points to bring up?
I really don't have any points to bring up, but particularly about the game. It just was like, it just was weird watching the game. It just was like no highs, no lows. It just was weird, bro. Like it's throwing me the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Um, yeah, just a lot of movement. I guess if this is movement, what we're going to call it in the last 24 hours.
Oh,
You know what? Cheeseman getting cut. I mean, he should have been cut a month ago. Just everything. Jack getting fired. Jack should have been fired. Ron should have been fired. It's just like everything is just super late.
correct. Yeah. And speaking of Cheeseman, he actually made a statement. I'm gonna read it verbatim. When they asked him how did he feel about his job security, basically, they asked him this after the game yesterday, and he said, "I mean, I've been worried about my job. Basically, I've been worried all year. I haven't been performing the way I've been wanting to. Most places, I probably wouldn't have been around." So basically saying, I mean, he's surprised he lasted this long. He said this out of his own mouth. He basically got himself released. There's no way Ron wasn't going to be able to come back and not cut this man and vouch for this man after making a statement like that. It's just weird. It was just once I read that, I said, yeah, he's done. And I mean, shit, he got Tress killed. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. We ain't worried about Cheeseman, but your boy traded up for him. I mean, you
Yeah, why
don't
do you?
typically see.
It was. He did want to mortgage the future to get top tier talent, and then you get a long snapper in the later rounds, and you actually trade up to get him. Like
Facts.
you were afraid somebody else was going to snatch him away. He
Yeah.
hasn't been the best since we got him. I mean, he was okay his first year, and then every now and then we'll have a little snafu when it comes to the snaps or whatever.
Correct.
Um, it's abysmal. Like
Abysmal.
it's depressing. It's 3 weeks left. I feel like I'm trapped in a scary movie. I feel like I'm in Freddy or something, and
Yeah,
I can't wake up.
for sure. And we got some people. Shout out to everybody joined in. Watching us from Facebook, Instagram, newly Instagram has just been added. So we're excited about that. We got some comments on the Instagram side that we cannot see on the mainstream, but I'm watching. We can't bring it up on the screen, but I can actually read them. We got a lot of people in here just saying, we suck. Awesomeness Sports 1234 says his heart hurts. DMV Tundi, he said, I'm sick of this losing shit. Uh,
Facts.
yeah. KC Berg 4, announcer said it best. Sam walked the line of poise and panic. He's shell shocked behind that line. And that's facts. Why are we trying to win? This defense haven't had a true leader since London Fletcher. They need that leadership in the middle. Barking and balling, absolutely. That's a lot of comments. I hope they trade some of the picks for Mike Tomlin. We need real leadership, and we're gonna get into the coaching. And I'm just looking forward to the future. I believe in new ownership, and that's pretty much where I'm at with it right now. You know what I mean? I just want to see what this new regime gonna bring. Want to see what Chen gonna dial up on the analytics and see if we finally started operating like a true organization and see what we can muster up. But yeah, this year is done. So
All right. Well, let's just get right into it. There's an elephant in the room, and I just feel like this need to be said. So, are we now saying that it's time to give up on Sam? Are we saying that we need to go into the 2024 season looking at Daniels or looking at some of these other quarterbacks? Is that what we're saying? Is that where we're at? Have we seen enough? Have we absolutely seen enough out of Sam to say that he can't be the quarterback with us with all of the dysfunction in the building when it comes to the offensive line, when it comes to wide receiver play? I know everybody. I'm not saying I'm being a critic of Terry. Terry's outstanding. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying people are going to say, "Oh, Jacoby Brissett came in. He immediately threw a touchdown. He went 4 for 4. He did this. He did that. Oh, crown him." But Sam's been good all year. He's been in a slump as of late since Seattle. Yes, all correct. But are we really ready to say that we're going to give up on somebody that's not even proven? Sam has shown us what he can do in this league. Are we ready to say we want to go get Daniels or we want to go get one of the other quarterbacks out there that's not proven? Because every year, all of these quarterbacks, they come first round and they're flash in the pan and they don't stick around. And these other teams are, we should have went and got them. They wishing that they went and got somebody else. So are we really, as fans, ready to say that? That's the question that I pose to you, everyone that's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Are we ready to say that? Because I don't know if I'm ready to say that yet, me personally. I'm
yeah,
advocating for Sam, and I've been advocating for Sam. Has the play been crazy lately? Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been up and down, but are we ready? Are we there yet?
so I'm gonna drop my 2 cents and then we're gonna jump into the comments on this part. Um, no, I'm not there yet to give up on Sam. But I'm also torn and just kind of doing some thinking earlier, listening earlier to be Mr. Finley. Um, what I mean, and just hearing a little bit of the topics that they're bringing up. And I'm not ready to give up on Sam, and I don't think that he shouldn't be given an opportunity. I think he should be given an opportunity next year to at least go into camp, compete, potentially be the starter. I do think we need to either have Brissett, if he comes back, have him, it be a true competition, or if they're going to bring in another quarterback, that they do so and then make, be somebody relevant, just to kind of give him some real competition through, and help him through this learning curve and the process that he's going through. I do think he's capable of coming out on top and being victorious, and being that quarterback we need him to be. Because again, I'm not ready to give up on the man, but from what but he really needs some real true comp, somebody that's going to put the press on him. But also, like they say, when new regimes come in, it's no guarantee. We don't know who we're going to end up with. But that guy may come in and go draft quarterback with that number 4 or potentially 2 or 3, wherever we fall, and go draft a quarterback. May go draft a Daniels. You mentioned earlier, what if Caleb slips? I don't think that's going to happen. But if it did, you saw Arizona go Rosen and Kyler Murray the next year. You saw, a lot of times teams will discover another quarterback and get rid of their star. I mean, if you want to go back to the, when Brady came about, they got rid of Bledsoe. So, I mean, if they do go get another quarterback and then that quarterback actually does well, Sam could potentially be a trading piece. I don't know. But I'm not vouching for all that, because I believe in Sam and I want him to win. But all I'm saying is the discussion is to have the discussion about a potential someone else. It's okay to have it on the table and bring it up, because over these last few weeks, he hasn't played well. He hasn't really played well since Seattle. He's been struggling. We do know the offensive line slums, trash, abysmal. Unfortunately, Brissett comes in and in 2 drives, throw 2 touchdowns, getting rid of the ball quick. So you're going to get all of those different opinions, these different thoughts. We don't know. But if Sam wants to secure this job, he's going to have to show up. He has to show up. That's my 2 cents. We got people in the comments saying, no way, Sam, we should build around him. We got someone else, Ronnie, 101 GOAT, said draft a quarterback, build an O-line in the 2nd round, build secondary wide receiver in free agency. James St. Patrick.
Let me stop you right there. Go ahead. So what did he say again? Say what he said.
Draft a QB, build O-line in the 2nd round, build secondary and wide receiver in free agency.
All right, cool. So my thing is this, and this is my argument for Sam. Sam has come in, basically he started 1 game last year. Ron didn't know what he was doing. If he knew what he had, he probably would have played more games last year.
Yeah, he should.
So we would have had a better sample size. Yeah. We would have had a better sample size of what Sam is. So realistically, he didn't really get no reps last year at all until the Dallas week. Then that's when he started throwing with the receivers. Everybody knows the backup quarterback doesn't get any reps in practice. They're playing scout team and all of that. The starter is getting all the reps. So with that being said, and the way our offensive line is, why do y'all want to go get another quarterback in the 1st round and then build the O-line in the 2nd round and receivers and so on in free agency? If we've seen clearly for most of this season, Sam was stomping with all of the big dogs in this league. He's still in the top 5 in the league when it comes to a lot of the statistical categories. I know this league is all about what have you done for me lately, wins and losses. But if we just being real, and I'm going to take you guys back to the 2021 season, that was Trevor Lawrence's first year. His numbers, his completion percentage was 59.6%. He had 3,600 yards for 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, with the passer rating of 71.9. Sam Howell, as of right now, 3,500 yards, basically almost 3,600, 19 touchdowns on 15 interceptions, an 83.9 completion percentage, and his passer rating, his completion percentage is 64.7. So with that being said, Trevor Lawrence was a number 1 overall pick in that draft. Sam is a 5th round pick. Those numbers are comparable to him. why are we so ready to want to say get him out of there and get somebody else and bring somebody else in that we don't know what they're going to do? Look what has history shown us when it comes to drafts and quarterbacks with other teams, and bring in another quarterback. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to me. If I was a GM, if we're there at 3 or 4, if we get up to number 3, I don't think we're going to be able to get to 2. But if we get up to 3, we got plenty of options. We could trade back. If Marvin Harrison is there, we can take him. Or we can move back and possibly get Bowers, the tight end. We need a tight end. That's on our priority list to get. Or even if they do want to take a quarterback. But offensive line, we could take offensive line in the second round. We got 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks. So offensive line is going to be there. This is a pretty heavy draft for that.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that we're emotional as fans, and we're just ready to say, oh, get this person out of there, get them out of there, get this person out of there. You got to give them time to develop. And I think he has shown enough that we should give him a chance at least.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, he's been better than serviceable. Like Taylor Heineke, like we knew what we were getting with him. These other quarterbacks, Carson Wentz, we knew what we were getting for him with them. Sam is still learning. I think maybe, I mean, it all depends on the new regime, but I think we got to just like stop with the ready to just get everybody out of there, fire everybody. Yeah, we have some players on this roster that can play. The scheme dictates, the coaching dictates what they can do. You know what I'm saying? We have seen flashes through a lot of these players. Mm-hmm. So like just to say blow it all up and get rid of everybody out there, I think that's counterintuitive. Me personally.
Yeah, and like I said, I definitely think that he's done enough to deserve an opportunity. You know what I mean, another year. So we'll see. But like I said, the conversation, I mean, he's not making it easy to not have the conversation of another quarterback. Absolutely. So that's basically the point I'm making. Stay Shop just commented. He says seeing Jacoby made him a little bit more comfortable with EB offense, showed me that Sam is still young and thinking. I totally agree. You know what I mean? Like we said, we can always say, you know, that the offensive line struggles. It's, you know what I mean, majority of the offensive line, we all know that quarterbacks have say in that and you know what I mean, have a role in that. So, you know what I mean, I would hope that all offseason he's figuring it out how to be able to, you know, make quicker decisions. B mentioned earlier where he felt like Sam struggles with just, you know, he's a student of the game, so he's trying to like do everything by the book, doing it exactly the way that the coach told him. Where sometimes you got to add your own little freedom or your own freelance in the mix, so you could be able to be comfortable and you moving swiftly rather than you just operating as this robot back there. And then next thing you know, when the defense don't react the way you thought they were, you don't know what to do. So work on his anticipation, work on his, you know, just being free a little bit. And like I said, they're gonna have to figure out the adjustments from the line. Like Sam he still don't call no audibles at the line. He still ain't switching this up and sliding protections. Like I haven't really seen it. So I would love for that to you know, develop in his game and really see what he can do. But like I said, you know what I mean? I'm sure they having the conversations. They're gonna figure it out. You know, just to jump back on Instagram comments, you know, Ronnie 101 Goat says Sam throws questionable picks. He's not Trevor. James St. Patrick 83. These people want results now. Get a coach and see where Sam is, then determine that. He even said that Trevor is not elite.
My whole point is this: is that these so-called elite quarterbacks, they get chance after chance after chance. All we saying is get him, man. A few, give him a habits, give him another off season, a new coaching regime coming in. If he can't get it done in training camp, okay, get him out of there. It is what it is. But we so quick to want to just rush everybody out, and we think that the alternative is always going to be better. And we saying that ain't always the case. The alternative ain't always the best candidate. Like 5th round pick. I'm just saying, give him a little bit of grace. You know what I'm saying? Like, because these quarterbacks that's coming out in this draft, besides Caleb, May, and all, I mean, they're cool, but they ain't no. You heard DJ Moore said today about Justin Fields. I don't think none of these quarterbacks in the draft is better than Fields, and Justin Fields ain't it. He can run, but as far as passing the ball, he ain't it. In my opinion,
I haven't been sold on Fields either. So yeah, that's definitely true. Got another comment. Hey Jerome, Sam is that guy. He's just shell shocked right now, but I do think after seeing Jacoby target Terry will help Sam realize you have to utilize your number one receiver. Correct. That's another point B Mitch brought up earlier. Like when you see your guy one-on-one, you reading the pre-snap and you see a one-on-one matchup, you just gotta just throw the ball up to your guy, especially when you got a guy like Terry in one-on-one situations. He has a high percentage of coming down with the ball. So I mean, give him a chance. Redskins Palace. Sam is just young and learning. He'll be starting here next year, and we'll see how it goes. So I mean, as you know, the fan base is just it's mixed. Some people sold, some people not, and it's as expected. But at the end of the day, Sam got to show up.
Yeah, he absolutely has to show up. He has to show up.
Yeah, and I mean, also just to kind of chime in on one aspect of the game yesterday, a lot of people was upset that we when Jacoby got in, had the 2 drives, when he scored, but then we had the ball again and we're on the 1 yard line. Well, no, they were saying when we had the ball on the one, like on the goal line area, Ron was just take his time, pull clock management. I personally think that that came down from the top. Like, I mean, yeah, don't try to win this game. That's what I think that was. I mean, it made.
I don't even think it was. It was what, first and goal with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, and we got it, and then it ended up being like 1 minute left after we scored, I believe, or some shit like that.
But the crazy thing is the goal line play calling, the red zone play calling is terrible. Yeah. Like, what is he calling down there? Yeah. Like, why not line up, go mano y mano, hat on a hat, pound the football? Like, why not? Rodriguez was pounding, crying dudes for 10 yards. When he had a couple runs, why not? Yeah. Go jump. What's wrong with going jumbo package? We going hat to hat. You tell me you can't get 3 yards? Mm-hmm. 3 yards. You couldn't get that to score? Like,
yeah, shit is wild.
Like, I mean, even with Jacoby Brissett in the game, it still wasn't like it was perfect. You know what I'm saying? It still was some highly questionable things when it came to clock management, when it came to play calling, when it came to all of it.
Yeah. Low-key Ray, play calling in general is terrible. Jahan doesn't even get targeted, and it's been like that all season. Yeah.
I mean, everybody has regressed. Jahan regressed. The only one that's really hooping and been hooping is Curtis.
Curtis.
The only one. For real. Look at your man, 82, Thomas. He was doing okay. He was like kind of like a target. Now he ain't even really getting the ball. So I mean, I hate to say it, but we gotta, like, everybody wants to talk about EB for president, but we gotta reevaluate EB. Maybe he ain't the one for us. Yeah. And I'm not saying that he's not, but I don't know. Like, so he says in his press conference, that's Coach EB being stubborn. He's stubborn about a lot of things, particularly when it comes to running the football. And you would think, as a former running back, you would run the ball.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it. It's definitely confusing. What's up with the balance for EB. And I mean, I didn't expect it to be a 50-50 thing, but it's not even 60-40. I feel like he runs the ball probably like 25 to 30% compared to 70-75, and it's like, wow. So I mean, and with EB, with that, we got a lot of people saying, and I was on that bandwagon of, EB is our guy. and I'm really torn right now. I just can't. I'd be trying to sit and think about it and like, damn, should we keep him? What should we do? Are we going to end up in another situation where we regret letting another guy walk? But just like Sam, he kind of making it hard to really be fully sold on that right now. You know what I mean? So it's tough. If we keep EB, it's going to have to be that the owners believe in him, and he's just going to have to come out and shock a lot of people. And you know what I mean, and turn up from there. We'll see. But coaching candidates, we made a post early in the week, and it got a lot of traction. One of our top posts.
And let me just say, let me just
say
this. So I said I like Harbaugh, and I'm getting all of this heat about we keep wanting to bring in these old coaches that don't this and don't that. I'm not disputing that Ben Johnson or whatever his name is. I'm not disputing that he's a good coach. I'm not disputing that. But my only thing was this, and the reason why I said Harbaugh was because he runs a West Coast offense. And my line of thinking was Sam Howell was at this point in time, he was doing pretty good minus the past 3 or 4 weeks. He was doing pretty good. So we're going to roll with Sam. We might as well keep EB as offensive coordinator so they can have continuity. Then you roll in a West Coast offense coach as a Harbaugh, given his situation in Michigan. It was up in flux. It was up in the air. We didn't know what was going to happen. Whatever. He was on the cups of being fired, all of the rumor mill. So I'm like, yeah, that would be a good hire. And then you go out here and you get one of these outstanding, not scared defensive coordinators. And I think that would be a good staff, given that. But then everybody wants to say, oh, go get one of these new and up and coming guys. Oh, we passed up on Sean McVay. We passed up on LaFleur. We passed up on all these other coaches that have been in the building, something young and new, this, that, and the third. But how many coaches don't pan out? So, like, how are we to know that they were going to pan out and be one of these great coaches?
It's never know unless you give them a chance. You never, yeah, exactly. Right. It's a luck of the draw. So it's never no guarantee. Just in the same way that there's no guarantee that Harbaugh is going to come back and be the Harbaugh he was in San Francisco.
One thing
he
about
don't have that same defense.
One thing about Harbaugh has been consistent at every stop. The first year in Michigan,
where was he before San Francisco? Where was he before San Francisco?
Where was he before? He was at Stanford, and they were good. What are you talking about?
So, but I'm talking about NFL.
He
only had one stint. He only had one stint with the NFL.
Yeah, he was a 49ers coach.
Okay, so before that, it was no NFL.
I think he was like a quarterback coach or something. Don't quote me. I would have to look it up because I don't know off the top of my head, and I don't want to start saying stuff.
The point I'm just making though is that, I mean, at some point when he was unproven, he had to be given an opportunity, and he proved that he can have that. But he also came in and picked up a team. Mike Singletary left. That defense was stout. Mike Singletary had him a team, so he didn't just walk into a situation where he had to really rebuild the whole team. I'm not saying that he's not a good or great coach, because I think that Harbaugh bloodline is I mean, they know what they're doing. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is a lot of these guys, and we're seeing it work across the league, a lot of these guys are reacting to the young, innovative coaches much better and more exciting than other situations. Again, I mean, I'm going to continue to use Mike McDaniel, that off the record type guy. Just cool. That's, walk in and just want to have fun. Or even Kyle putting out there, man, the first person to get DK mad, I'm a get you this or whatever it may be. Like exciting shit. Being innovative. You see that offense, there's always mismatch. Somebody's always open with the Lions, with Kyle and them, with Miami, whoever else you want to dial up. I mean, even with the Eagles, they got Brian Johnson. He a younger guy. I don't really know how old Sirianni is, but I think he's still on the younger side. He might be in his 40s. But I mean, it's just the wave of the league. It's okay to try it out. We have not tried a young, innovative coach. We gave, like I told you earlier, we did give Jay Gruden a shot when he was pretty young. But at the same time, he didn't have the opportunity to run and build this team. You had Bruce Allen and Dan Snyder still stepping in and making decisions. Gruden didn't want Scherf. He didn't want a lot of these people that they forced him on. You know what I mean? They didn't give him the opportunity.
You keep saying Gruden.
That's a guard.
Bro, I don't know. I think that's the cap. I don't know. I can't confirm
it's that. Cap.
I'm telling you. Who reported it?
I'm gonna find it. We've been following this team for a long time, but trust me, it ain't no cap. I ain't making.
Was it Stuart Scott? Who reported it? Was it Dan Eisen? Who was it? Was it Ahmad? What's the dude that used to do the commercial on ESPN with the old dude, John Clayton? Was it him? Who reported it?
That's your man. It was Sal Powell. Look, my man Sal Powell.
Okay, all right.
One time for Sal Powell, but nah, though. Like, I mean, Gruden they didn't let Gruden do his thing. And if you look back, our offense has not been close to what Gruden offense was. He was putting up numbers. We gave Gruden a bad rap, and I feel like he should have been given the opportunity to run the team a little bit more. And we ran him out of here. We ain't been right since. And again, Ron talks about culture. What culture? You ain't. What did he change? I mean, only thing he did was give us cap flexibility.
So your rebuttal is Gruden, and I'm with you on some of the Gruden stuff. But let's just call it spade a spade. We was fucking trash with Gruden.
We was not trash. We made the playoffs. We was making the playoffs.
When it comes down to it, we made the playoffs, but when it came down to it, we could not fucking win the big game. Kirk Cousins fucked it up against Green Bay. When it came
There's other factors. There are other factors that goes into the game, but that don't mean he was a bad coach.
He was Z. You got to remember, before it was Reedie and Z, we talked every day about this fucking team.
Exactly. And I was saying fire Gruden. I'm saying what I'm saying is as a mature, and what I'm saying is with a mature mind and less of that fandom shit. I can go back. Like I tell you, I dislike Kirk. I don't like Kirk. But drafting Kirk and Kirk Cousins was the best quarterback we've had, period. And I don't like it, but I can say that today because I'm mature. Back then, I would have never said that. So that's the difference in back then and now. And the same with Gruden. So that's all I'm saying. We got to keep it, call a spade, like you always say.
My man is in the building.
He said, "I'm a log in and troll Reedie."
Go ahead, love it. Go ahead.
Come on, man.
I mean, I'm with you on that. I do. Whoever we bring in, hopefully, it's
right here. Not to cut you off. My bad. Not to cut you off. Redskins Palace. He said on Grant and Danny a couple of times he did not want Scherf. I'm telling you, I ain't making this up. He did not want him. They got Scherf.
But y'all act like Scherf didn't pan out or something. Like Scherf was an all-pro. Scherf was a Pro Bowler. I mean, yeah, I may have not. I remember cussing the TV out, calling you and calling some other people, talking about why do we take him? But I mean, in hindsight, Scherf was a good pick. But I wouldn't have took him at 5. I forget who was in that draft. There's so many drafts. I forget who I wanted at that point in time, but
it was a safety that we wanted. I think that draft
every year. It's every year somebody different. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not really too keen on some of these coaches. Like people, they talking about go get Slowick. Who the fuck is Slowick?
But before you talk about Slowick, why? Before I get that, but before we talk about Slowick or anything else, the point I just want you to understand is that a lot of these guys were unproven before they became proven. Sean McVay and everybody else. You got to give these guys opportunities to show what they're going to do. So the unproven argument don't really stand because what?
I get that. But going back to Sean McVay, and we had this conversation before. Sean McVay's his first year, all veteran staff. Sean McVay wasn't running the show for real. He was the head guy. Offense. He was the head guy.
He's calling the plays.
No, Gary Kubiak was the offensive coordinator.
Sean McVay been calling plays since he been there.
Right, I'm saying he been calling plays, but I'm saying he had Phillips was the defensive coordinator. He brought in all of these old guys that we talk about. Oh, we don't want an old guy, but his whole staff was full of old, experienced football coaches. That's
correct.
My point.
But I mean, correct, but that don't take away that he. That don't take away he wasn't proven.
You have to take a chance if you're going to take the chance. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm just saying, to me, I feel like the best candidate to Reedie is Harbaugh. Not saying that Ben Johnson ain't going to be a good candidate. I don't know, but I'm just saying, to me, I feel like Harbaugh is the better candidate.
Your boy in the comment going off. He don't like Gruden. He said Gruden didn't give RG3 a chance. RG3 was great in the offense. Kyle had from him. Lamar still running read option. He averages 40 yards rushing. Stop with the Kirk Cousins better talk. RG3 is the reason he stopped running read option. It wasn't Gruden. RG3 walked in to Shanahan's office that year after he got hurt and said, these are the plays and the type of offense that I want to run. Put this in your playbook type shit. And he got the okay from Dan to go in there and do it. That was a big thing, and they was mad about it. And then when he came back from injury, of course, Dan was still pushing. He came back on injury. Remember when I think it may have been Arizona or one of them games. Colt McCoy ended up coming in, and might have been Tennessee or something. I was at the game. I think I was with you because we was in the box. RG3 messed his ankle up on the sideline. One of them games, one of the week 1 or 2, ended up getting hurt again. Scrambling.
Why are we mentioning RG3? He doesn't matter. Who cares? What RG3
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying exactly. I'm too, but like Leighton keeps bringing up this RG3 Kurt thing. Man, look, it is what it is. I was the biggest RG3 fan there was.
We all were.
It is what it is. He wasn't it. After he got hurt, he wasn't it.
Yeah, he wasn't it. I mean, he
ended up being a better quarterback for us.
He was excited because of the read option. He was excited because he can run. He was excited because he ran a 4.3, 4.4, 4.2 40, whatever in that range it was. He was excited. But let RG3 go. Like a spade. The reason why Big Shanahan, not the son, drafted Kirk Cousins because he knew they didn't want RG3.
And I think he was genius for doing that.
Wanted RG3. That's been confirmed.
Correct. So nobody really had the opportunity to run the team but Ron. Ron was the only one that can be a true decision maker, because remember before that it was George Allen. I mean, it was Bruce Allen them in Jay's way, and before that Dan was stepping in Shanahan way, and Shanahan had the title, and he still wasn't letting them run the team.
Right.
So, just I mean, we get some real executives up in the building and some real analytics. I think we got a promising future, but unfortunately, we got to go through this slump. It hurts to see it, but it is what it is. And I say, hire Ben Johnson. Do what you got to get him.
Okay, so you hire Ben Johnson. So let me pose a question to the chat. Who do y'all want as a defensive coordinator? We talked about 2 offensive-minded coaches, but who do y'all want as a defensive coordinator? Because I don't know. I mean, we can't go get we were talking about him the other day. What's his name? See, Flores. We can't go get Flores because Flores is already a defensive coordinator. He's probably not going to come. Who do we go get as defensive? Raheem Morris. He's in contention to be a head coach. We probably ain't gonna get him. So what other defensive coach do y'all particularly think that we need to get? Because clearly ain't nobody on the staff we got now can coach defense.
It could potentially be somebody, that's an assistant on another team. Pull somebody from Baltimore, pull somebody from San Francisco. Again, give somebody that ain't proven a shot, because typically if a guy is in the league right now doing well with a defense, more than likely he's not going to leave and go be another defense coordinator. He typically is going to leave for a promotion or stay where he at. So that's the likelihood of that. Let me jump on the Instagram and see what the comments saying. Somebody just said, well, Dan Quinn ain't coming here, buddy. Dan Quinn is staying where he at. That's going to be dead. Unless we made him a head coach.
I do like him as a head coach.
But they also just said if the Cowboys don't go deep into the playoffs, McCarthy might still get fired and Dan Quinn will be given a job. So it's probably a good chance that he stays in Dallas regardless. Ravens defensive coordinator. Somebody said Aaron Glenn from Detroit. I don't know too much about him, but we got to check him out.
I like Al
Somebody
Harris
said
too.
the guy from Philly.
But I don't know if is Al Harris, has he done enough to become a defensive coordinator at this juncture?
I mean, hey,
What is he a DB coach? And who does he
more than
coach with?
likely.
Who's he coaching with? I'm not too familiar.
I'm not 100% sure either, but I mean, you look at a situation like Antonio Pierce. I mean, he was
Well, he's
somebody's
probably going to be
assistant.
their head
He
coach
wasn't
if he
even,
keeps
he
going
wasn't
on
even
this.
a defensive coordinator. He was just on the staff, a
Yeah,
defense
linebacker
assistant.
coach.
Yeah, and they gave him an opportunity, and you see what he doing. So I mean, yeah, I definitely hope it's an ex-player. Um, Layton said, hopefully the head coach picks his own coaches. Yeah, I mean
I
that'll
mean,
be
in a
best.
perfect world, the owner picks the GM hires the head coach hires his staff. That's how it should go.
And don't give the head coach full um power.
But that's why we're going to have a traditional GM. You got the
Yeah,
president, you got the GM, then you got the head coach. So on and so on. The hierarchy is that.
yeah.
You need to get
And
back
then
to that.
GM
All this
candidates.
coach centric approach is not working.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Lovie Smith is
Um,
another old coach. We're saying
Greg
that we want to
Williams.
get
Yeah,
young. Greg Williams, I'll take Greg Williams over anybody all day in the paint.
yeah.
But
He
what the
said
whole
this
point
dude Leighton
was,
tripping. Wilson is the reason Denver is competitive. Go ahead. Anybody that understands this game and not scared to apply pressure, absolutely. Ryan Kerrigan, I wouldn't be mad at giving Ryan Kerrigan a shot.
as a
Why
defensive
not?
coordinator,
Yeah, why not? You've been in the building what 2 years so far?
I don't know.
Why not? At least keep him around. Redskin Pilots definitely keep him around. He's got these unproven outside backers looking decent.
Oh,
Khalid had what, like
shout
11?
out to Talik Hudson, like your
Yeah,
man.
like 11,
He
12
he
tackles
showed up
yesterday.
this last week. I mean, I was okay
Yeah.
with his play.
Mhm. I mean, but GM on the GM side, I'm a lot of people talking Lewis Riddick.
That's my pick.
Yeah,
I've been saying how many years I've been saying that. Bring him
about
back.
6.
How many years I've been saying that for
It's been a
consistently?
minute.
Why is he not
It's
a
been a
GM in
minute.
this league? I don't understand it.
It's been a minute.
Why isn't Mike Mayock in somebody's building? I don't know if I would make him the GM, but I'll put him in over
I
some
mean, he just
personnel.
had an opportunity though.
Yeah, but I think it was just all of the Jon Gruden shit, all of that was played a factor in his team. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like they made some good moves and stuff like that. It just didn't work.
Yeah. Henry
But
Ruggs was
overall, like
definitely a hell of a pick until he
all their
got into what he
nucleus of
did.
guys that they got, what's Max Crosby, all his guys. The running back, all his guys.
I think Josh was there before him. I think. But yeah. They laughing out the Ryan Kerrigan talk. I mean, shit, man. Give somebody a chance, man. It don't have to be no
Kerrigan
named
might be a reach.
person.
Kerrigan might
be. I'm sure Pierce was a reach when they made him the interim.
Yeah,
everybody unproven is a reach.
Yeah, when they made him the interim, I was like, Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, like everybody unproven is a reach, so it don't matter.
Fucking make L the motherfucking defensive coordinator since he.
No way. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, make L the offensive coordinator.
L gonna have some in the 4-4. You know, he like that 4-4, one safety high. We ain't doing it.
Man to man, 3 deep all day.
Yeah, no way. Watch the crossovers. They ain't fucking well.
They gonna attack us right in the middle of the field over that fucking linebacker. That ain't gonna get enough depth.
Yeah. Let's see. L say like Riddick, Ant like Riddick. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how that panned out. Anybody from Ozzie Newsom's camp in Baltimore, I totally agree. Any man gotta pluck somebody from somewhere. So we'll see. Guys can't prove themselves if they never get a shot. That's facts. It's just is what it is.
What else we got on the
I
agenda?
mean, we talked about it all. I mean, the game, Sam, Brissett, GM, head coach. We done covered it all. I mean, next week we got the Jets. They talking. Your man might be creeping out of and making a comeback. I don't know why for. They've been eliminated, so he shouldn't even step on the field. But
Exactly.
if y'all didn't hear Reedie's GOAT, Mr. Aaron Jarice Rodgers, potentially will be, stepping back on the field. So we'll see how that go. But we ain't worried about
Why
that.
you hating on my man? Go ahead, man.
That's your GOAT.
Yeah, that is.
The
That's my
diva.
goat. Yeah, I'm riding with him.
Yeah,
We all know what he can do on that field.
yeah. We'll see. And we seeing next year for real. I mean, but yeah, we need to just lose to the Jets, lose to the Niners, lose to Dallas. And then
Well, like let's just call this right. We're not going to beat the Niners. They're gonna dog walk us. And it depends on the Cowboys if they're still in first place, because they seem like they want to give it back to the Eagles. So if they're still playing for something for that number one seed, they're gonna dog us too. So the Jets we better hope that Aaron Rodgers don't play on Christmas Eve. We better hope that.
I hope he do, so then we can really lose.
Well,
Like,
you
it
keep
don't matter.
pushing this tush push. They went tush push, and Brissett couldn't even get in there. The offensive line is garbage. They can't even get a yard. They on the goal line. They don't even run the ball. That tells me everything I need to know about this team.
My man said sage the stadium.
He said what?
Sage the stadium. You know, they walk around with the sage.
Go it. Go it. They need to get like the Ravens and put $450 million in the FedEx Field to make the fan experience better. That's what they need to do.
That's a good point too.
They end up doing something. They want to raise these ticket prices.
That's a good point too. If the Jets fire Robert Saleh,
I definitely would get him as a defensive coordinator.
I don't think he should get fired though. He's just been dealing with quarterback hell. I like Robert Saleh. I don't think he should get fired, but they might. He definitely said sage the stadium. That shit was funny. So, but yeah, anything else, bro?
That's all I really got, man. I mean, that was just the key points. I mean, talking about this game is just gonna give us a headache. So it ain't even no need of us even talking about any game the rest of the year. We might as well just talk about topics that's worth talking about for the off season. Yeah. This season can't be over fast enough.
Mm-hmm. Facts. But yeah, man, make sure that y'all continue to engage. Jump in comments, stories, whatever. We definitely engaging back. We appreciate all the love we've been getting. And, I mean, we're gonna keep pushing. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Reedie and Z on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube. Tell a friend, share a friend. And we definitely gonna, we've been saying it all year, but we definitely still trying to plan out which episode we're gonna do where we're allowing guests on. So definitely stay close and stay tapped in. To end the show, Wes said free EB. That's what he wants. So we'll see.
He wants EB as the head coach?
Yeah, we should keep EB.
I think we should keep him as the offensive coordinator, but I don't necessarily. I don't give him. I ain't giving him no shot as the head coach. Absolutely.
You see what Lady said?
Absolutely not. Oh, just not here.
EB to the Bears pending. But yeah, man. Until next time.
You're gonna go back with Tez.
Go ahead. Until next time, y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Reedie and Z over and out.
Hey, Church, it's your birthday.